Hello everyone, welcome to the Advancement Centre and welcome to the world of magic and miracles. On this special day, we welcome everybody to a place where we communicate easily, where we're above even the platform of living that we've been speaking about for many years. We're at a level where we enhance one another in every moment. And from that place, we're about to launch the real world of magic and miracles into an active plane in the physical world. I've mentioned it as the industry of magic and miracles previously, and many of us have started seeing ourselves as the managers, directors, and other most important positions in the development of an industry that has a unique value system, one that we brought with us into this world, and one that is known by everyone, even a young child. As we enhance that value system, we will find a reality and an industry where no matter what you do, you enhance everything around you, you enhance life, you enhance people, you enhance things, you enhance the way everything comes together, and you enhance the miracles. Everything comes to you because of the nature of the world of magic and miracles. Many people now talk about magic, and many more will talk about miracles. But we're looking at the greatest miracle of all times, and that's ourselves. So what we bring into the world is already here, just waiting for the control system to actually skip into action. And that control system, unbeknownst to many, starts from your origin and is controlled through the things and the people and the masters who have along the way assisted you in putting this plan together. And that's why I can easily talk about the fleet and your position in that fleet. And when we gather together, you understand you're on the bridge of the greatest ship of all times, the one that's here to assist Earth and to bring to life everything you came here for. We're all masters of our destiny, but we now know that we're also masters of enormous technology and beyond technology. So as we bring that into this world, it starts to create miracles at every turn. And the supercomputer within us is actually tied into a network. The language of the stars we've spoken about, but we haven't spoken about the network that achieves that amazing thing where we never run into one another. where we never oppose one another, where everything in the world and around is always totally different. And not like our old system of compartmenting and segregating. We're all interwoven, but we never, ever affect one another except to enhance the field around us. Now, the development of this magic and making it solid in a physical world is not just a task, it's your life. It's the life that you live every day. And it doesn't need things. It comes from the very nature of matter. Everything creates as we look at it, as we attend to it, as we see it. And in the words of the scientists, it only exists because of the observer. So quantum physics is now starting to talk a little bit like it should. The fortunate part of our presence is that nothing happens unless we say so. Nothing in the world actually comes together without people. We're the active component, like the blood of the earth. So now, as we stand on the bridge of our ship, way above everything, outside of the influence of all things, and we look back into the earth, things start to appear. I've often said, on a ship, if you want to sit down, you just sit in the chair and the chair appears. If you want to look at a beautiful field or a scene, they just appear. Because that's the nature of what we built. And it's not possible to compare sizes, except that the ship that you stand on now to observe Earth is many thousands of times bigger than Earth. And you move around it as easily as you have a thought. With that in mind, you have capabilities that you haven't touched. And you don't have to work at it. You just have to be game enough to stand on the bridge of your ship and apply exactly what's happening there to the earth in an everyday fashion. See it and watch it appear. There's no intention. It's too fast for that. There's no thought pattern. It's too fast for that. It's a feeling, but it's too fast for your body to feel. So know that as we develop, it's only acceptance of what we already have that we need to introduce into our life. There'll be your body, your social interaction, and all the rules that you keep making that get in the road. But they're all under your control. And it sounds like it's a big task, but it's not. It's already here. We're already doing it. We're just hiding it from ourselves and from others. And to be able to speak freely is the first step. To speak freely of all the magnificent things that happen to you each day. As you look out into the woods, or you look into a flower, or you look in somebody's face, that miracle appears and rises new every day. And the thought of anything is not necessary. There's only a total enjoyment of all that's new. And if you wish, you can go 1 second ahead, but best to go 2 seconds ahead in time so you can see how it's all going. We have the ability to warp time, and we can stand in any time zone we want. We can also look at anything from anywhere. Problem is, we've been taught to only look backwards, to go into time that's past, and it's called memory. But in fact, nobody remembers the same thing because it's a different layer in everyone's world. So as you look forward, you will know what's behind and what's in front and what's all around you. So if you can step forward in time a little, you watch the miracles start. They just float in around you because you're too far ahead of the rules, too far ahead of what you will say to yourself. You are an expert at limiting anything. But in fact, it's only you turning off access to you. So that's a little bit of a brain teaser, but it's not stupidity. It's not you doing the wrong thing. It's a small thing in the program of your system that will gradually be changed. So you have the ability to program your system, your mind, your body, everything around you to a level where it will just stop. Because the more program you put in, it's like your phone. If you've got too many things running at once, it gradually slows down. And it gets to a point where it's confounded by all the data and it gives you rubbish. So if you step forward a little and know that you are the master of magic and miracles, you step forward far enough, all the questions will disappear. You won't even be asking how, because you'll be in the middle of them. You'll be in the middle of the magic, in the middle of all the action. In amongst everybody's field, feeling the graciousness of their presence, with the old definition of your mind totally turned off. I can go back a little in time to explain what your mind really is. The mind is not part of the brain. The mind is a connection to the brain of millions of inputs and outputs that you've torn out to play with. Like a technician has torn out half the leads on the TV station to play a game, and all of a sudden all the TV stations are unsynchronized and they have to go back to their own singular pattern because the technician's playing around. That's what happens when you start with thought. You've torn out the synchronicity and you've started to play with it, and everybody's disconnected. And so the more thought you have, the less connected you are to the world. The less connected you are to your origin. So it's not a matter of putting everything back, it's a matter of not pulling it out, because it automatically goes back. So you see something and you want to think about it, just step past it, or spin it, or shoot it up in the air, but basically elevate everything and it all goes back into its right place. So the influence of us on one another can change enormously just by being ahead of the game, or on top of the wave, as I used to say to everyone. If you're on top of the wave, it carries you, and you don't care what turmoil is underneath it, because that turmoil is there for a reason, to keep you up. So as you start diving into the wave, you wait for it to lift you with the confidence that you're going to go straight to the top. It's exactly the same in the new version of Magic and Miracles. I say new version because it's now our life. It's an industry. It's a way of living. It's a standard that has no standards. It's beyond all limitation. And it will lift you immediately to where everything works properly, to where your super intelligence is just normal, and to where love flows around you, in you, and through you all the time. So now, in launching the real era and industry of Magic and Miracles, you should all be very proud of the fact that you're starting your project. You are instilling in a live earth, in a live world, in a live universe, everything that it was made from. So the smile, the little wink, the bit of laughter, and the knowing that you pass on to a young child, you will pass on to everyone. The industry, in everything that's happening now, is starting to show you that it's more interested in producing magic than it is in producing product. Because the people are changing. Just like when the children wanted lots of fluffy toys, lots of colour, it all turned up in the stores at almost no value at all. $2 shops selling stuff that you can't even package for $50, for $2. Because the value system changes. And it's not based on direct payment. It's based on activity and flow. Natural flow that is so complex, you never have to take any notice of it. You only have to know that things are going to come to you through various means, and you don't have to know how or why. Because there are other components in the world and other people in the world and other activities that are just important to those people, that are instigated by your requirements. People love to do things, but they're not driven by anything but what's inside them. And that's the mystery and the magic that we have to turn into a realistic industry where everybody gets paid, but they're not getting paid for doing something. They're getting paid for being here. They're getting paid because they are valuable people, because of their mastery, but mainly because they contribute by their presence. If you look closely from the bridge of your ship, you'll see that the activity of every person is registered there in front of you. And their value is enormous. To produce a result on the other side of the universe, you need everything in the right place. And everyone. And if you've got everyone happy, you know they're in the right place. So it's a complex interaction based on simplicity. And the simplicity is, the simpler it is, the better it works. The easier it is to live, the more efficient you are. And it's not efficient at doing, it's efficient at being. Being that elevated being that you love to look at and watch in the mirror and look at from a distance. And you watch yourself walk and you don't realize that's magic. You can see yourself from above, you can see yourself from behind. You can look at yourself from every angle because you're everywhere. And the more you do that, the more excellence is going to appear around you. Because you are the one that's looking at you. And that little smile on your face of recognition, that feels good, that looks good, is something that you can see in everybody's face. And if we speak about it all, we'll be free to actually run our control systems by allowing all the inputs and outputs to operate perfectly, to allow the glow to be there all the time, the connection throughout the universe to be there all the time, and the agreement with other worlds to be a shining example of the reverence and the genuine feeling of companionship that we have with other forms of life. You'll start to feel more beings around you now because they're at a point where they feel much safer. Because you are not blinded by all the stuff that's been poked into the world over many years. And many of you can stand anywhere and look back or look forward and say, look what I've done. Or look what I'm doing. Or look what I'm going to do. And that's the one that fires you up. The greatest of all miracles is you. I'd like to take this opportunity to say that we'll be here encouraging everyone for many years. And we're encouraging everyone just to be them. everyone to enjoy. To want for nothing and have everything you need at any moment without collecting a thing, without ownership. Because why do you need to own something when it's not needed in a minute's time? You only need the things around you right now, the people around you, the details that come to you. All the rest belongs to somebody else. And when you turn your head and look in another direction, the image you were looking at can disappear. It doesn't matter, because what exists is the essence of your creator, the essence of life. And it forms into solid matter quicker than you can blink your eye. So settling into a future based on the past is a little bit of a waste of time. Settle into a future that's based on the future, one that you make. The vision, both through your eyes and through all your senses and the millions of other connections you have with the universe, is the strongest power in the universe. And it's gentle and never makes a mistake. It's almost impossible to make a mistake. The only mistake you can make is if you decide you have a set of rules that must apply at a time when it's not good for them to apply. Forget about the rules. Everything is in order of balance, just like it is with magnetic fields. You place something there, if you pull on it, it's under pressure. If you let it go to where it's supposed to go, it's stable, it won't move. But if the whole circumstance moves so that its position in the universe is supposed to move, it will move. And that's why you'll be moving, interacting, and some will just be sitting. But it's all in a stable and balanced manner that fits with everyone. And our value system is based on nothing. It just is. It's not a calculation. It's a knowing. And as different components in your life come into your life, you may find they only come to you for a very short period so that you can pass them on to where they're supposed to go. And that includes money. Our money system is changing. It's changing enormously. And it's taken many years for it to filter through the system. But 30 years ago, I recorded details of everything that's here now. And of the credit system that you will have, and how each person will be looked after no matter what they do. So look forward to it, and let's have a great time with the magic of miracles and with the industry of magic and miracles and with the very source of it all, where we wish one another a perfect life, perfect health, and a magic future. Thank you.